Welcome everybody to the main event 155. Shruti with us today. He's going to be giving us a presentation on his it's a node-based platform called Vilva, and he's going to give us some demonstrations of that, as well as I asked Lisa Dion to also join us. I have never worked on node-based platforms. I know the advantages of them, and I appreciate what they're capable of doing. I just haven't had a need for it at this point. And so Lisa, who's worked on 4 other node-based platforms, I invited her to get acquainted with the platform. Shruti and Lisa and I had a meeting together, and Lisa and Shruti have been going back and forth on things. One of the things that I'm impressed with before I get into the news is I'm just impressed by the fact that Shruti and I started talking about 3 weeks ago, I guess. And he contacted me to demonstrate his new program. During that 3 weeks, based on my discussion with him and showing him the video I put together for the time capsule, based on conversations with Lisa, Shruti has been regularly adding more and more and more capabilities into the platform, adding multiple programs. He has just about everything you could want in one place, including he's got Midjourney. So it's really very impressive. And I'm looking forward to him showing you the stuff and Lisa sharing things. I'm going to talk about the news, but before I do, I just wanted to welcome Chad and Spirit. Thank you, everybody, for being here. Let me talk about the news here. As always, I post things in the comment section of today's event, and there are 6 things there today. What we have here is Kling motion control duplicates facial expressions and body actions. There's a video on that. Erin Taylor, friend in fashion, touted her new favorite tool, which involves Figma and Photoshop, and so there's her presentation on that. Midjourney 8 is going to drop next week. There's a little promotional piece there about that. Flora introduced batch nodes. Canva has new features. I posted one of Lisa's experiments with Vilva, a workflow that she put together. So that's there too, but she's going to be showing you a number of things. We'll look at that. Thing that is always impressive about the news is there's always news. There's always things happening. Like I was saying, Shruti started talking to me about 3 weeks ago. I was very impressed with doing. Shruti, you're out in California, aren't you?
Yeah, San Francisco.
San Francisco, okay. I guess basically he's been welcoming our input on what kind of programs to include within the platform. And so he literally, within a day or two after talking about something, he's put it in, including just yesterday he's added a couple more things that Lisa had talked to him about. So, Shruti, I turn the platform over to you, and I would like you to explain about the node concept that you have that is different from the other node-based platforms.
Definitely. Thank you so much, Al. That's always a reassuring thing, to get your support and feedback and Lisa's inputs and the whole communities too. So I just joined in from my co-founder's laptop too. There is some Wi-Fi delay, so apologies in advance, team. And so how I approach, image and video generation is that the existing tools were too complicated and they didn't have to be was the first fundamental basis. So there aren't any node types in what I've built compared to, let's say, Comfy UI or other VV type platforms. There aren't even text nodes or image nodes, video nodes. It is all just one single node type where all the content goes into it, including the prompt. And then when we generate an image, it sits right there, which can be passed in as the reference when we continue storyboarding or generating it. So that is one of the major differentiators, and there is this AI layer on top of it, which we can use to, help get prompt assistance or storyboard the entire ad visual or a short film that we're trying to make, and then generate images or connect them to create videos with a start frame and end frame. So that intelligence layer, I think, could be the enabler in getting us to express freely and enhance our creative capabilities. So these are some of them. Without talking about features, it is going to be an intuitive and human-centric way of building it rather than, uh, uh, let's say, too engineer-oriented system where, okay, you have to give me this front shot of the image, back side of the character, and then the whole rendering happens for that node type. So that is the differentiator. And once you're ready, I'll quickly go ahead and share my screen.
So there's
Um,
so there's basically one type of node, but above it you've got a panel where you just pick out what you want it to be, rather than having to go to a list of different types of nodes.
right, right. That's correct. And even if it is linear way of working with tools is what I know most of us are accustomed to, we can still go ahead, pick the way in which we want to generate or the modality basically in the chat beneath the system, and then create our own grids. For example, let's go ahead and create this fruit drink cans with nano banana. And since there isn't an immediate choice to make for us, okay, what model am I picking in terms of node type, or how should I, put the inputs into it, create a prompt node? There are that many less steps in generating it. And if we just want to create a new node, and we can just double click on the workspace, give it a title, let's say fizzy drinks, and then add in the prompt like so, fizzy drink cans, and now I can continue generating it. So, like Al was saying, we initially were discussing, and he had made this time capsule video, which was very elaborate, and there weren't an immediate easy way for getting the audio and music for those generations, and because the music decided the tempo, and then we went ahead and implemented 11 labs in Suno, I think the next day or the day after. So if we generated this grid with Nano Banana, now if we want to split it up, we can decide on the number of grids, I mean the boxes that are there, and then split. This gets us to that sped up way of generating where we don't have to pull in edges from each of them and connect them to the nodes. It is just one single system where every action is version controlled in terms of nodes, and we extend and continue from it. So now we have these options that are all split out. And of course, this is going to be in lower resolution. If we want to upscale it, we can upscale from right here or remove the background also similarly. And let me quickly show you the chat system. And if we want to, let's say, get an idea of other prompts, so this did get upscaled now. And yeah, with this input, we can generate other visuals like, let's say, an influencer or a persona, or give it references and then continue generating it. Let me quickly split this guy up. I not. And let's say, please give me uh, food commercial grid prompt like this. And I can ask, I selected image. Let's go to chat. Please give me a burger ad prompt like this in grids. And I can chat from right within the workspace, get any models assistants like Gemini, OpenAI models, or Claude, and use those prompts to generate, let's say, other images from within the same chat. Or we can go ahead, create nodes, add in the prompt, and then generate them like so. If we are building, let's say, short films or videos with which are going to have the music as the main tempo, then we can also pick Suno model from right here. And by selecting the modality as audio, and Lemon Labs voices are also much faster to generate. So I'll quickly show that. Mm. And I pick the voice. We can even design our own voices with MP3 files that we upload and prompting it saying, okay, I upload my voice and say, change it to a 40-year-old version of me in slightly energetic state, and then it'll do it for us. So now I'll pick one existing of my own voice in an American accent and generate. So the script for the voice or the music goes within the same node right here in the prompt section. If we have a title, we can title it Shruti and we can have it saved. The titling of the node is easy to navigate. So wherever we are, if the workspace gets complicated, we know where to, immediately go for by searching for the name.
This string doesn't just leave you happy, it keeps you healthy.
And for Suno music, also we can generate right from within the same space, let's say audio, and click Suno V5. We can use the chat system at the bottom or the bar at the top to decide which models we want, what is the input that is going to go in, and all. Let me do the Suno V5. And the genre of the music can go into the top part, let's say classical. uh, Indian flute music.
Are you saying that the description is included in the prompt? It's
Yes,
not
Lisa.
in
So,
okay.
I think the echo is coming from. Okay. Yeah, yeah. The songs take in a title of a genre and then the description of what it has to be in, if it's instrumental or it takes in the whole lyrics. All of it goes into the same node in these three fields, text fields. Let's say flute, say Indian flute music. It might take a little while for the Suno generation, but I'll show you other generations that we have. Let's go ahead and hit generate. So this is just a small example. I'm sure we are mostly all familiar with the types of videos that we can generate by passing in a reference or lip syncing and all of it. Let me quickly show. Let me click a cleaner one. So if it's an apartment ad like this one that we're trying to create, we can pick our starting reference image and modify it to zoom it into one specific floor of this skyscraper and then say, okay, I want this zoom effect in the video by starting from this frame, ending in this frame, and generate the video. So when we click video option here and pick the models that support the start frame and end frame functionality, then it understands, okay, there are these options of selecting the last frame. We might as we can pick whichever ones that are connected to this node and then generate for the resolution that we want. So this is one such video. Let's play this. Okay, the voice.
And the length depends on what program you're using to create the video.
Yes,
Yes,
sir. That's So if we decide video 3.1, then it generates an 8-second videos. If it's clean, we can decide between 3 to 15 and even direct it with multi-part prompts. And so if we want to concatenate or combine all of these videos, now that we have this whole scene ready, we can connect them like this and then go to create timeline option here and then add an audio track that we generated right from within the same space here and then save it. So it is, at least for the simplest video editing functionalities, becomes like a unified way to handle it. But the only aspect is if you want to bring in text or say text-based animations like Canva-based editor, there is more to be done. But yeah, on the high level merging and getting the video ready kind of functionality, it is one single place where we don't have to stitch together by downloading all the separate videos and all. So this is that final video. Let me quickly play it. So this way it becomes much more continuous. Let me mute this. Yeah, it is a way to connect and start at a frame, end at a frame, make sure the narrative stays strong throughout it without, you know, having to split the video in another tool because the video generations aren't usually always perfect. Let's say 5 seconds out of the 8 are good. Now we can I'll split the video in this view and just take the parts that we are happy with and start at that last frame, continue the generation as we want. So now we don't have to always stick with the whole video. If we just want the 5 second mark, that's all we take. Take that last frame, extract it, and then continue our creation. Let me show you that. So if we pick a frame, let's say this one, and I say extract frame, we get that frame and then use that as the starting frame for the next video generation. We can even upscale the videos once we are happy with the final output based on how many pixels we want in it. So yeah, this is one simple example. Please feel free to stop me at any point, if I'm going off on a tangent or not being clear. Let me show the storyboarding functionality. I think we will be interested in it. So this is one where Lisa was, creating the whole time capsule video with a grandma character generating voices in 11 Labs. And also, I don't know if Suno Music is here. Let me create now. This one should have Suno. Internet is a little slow. Apologies for that, guys. So yeah, Sunovify also brings in this control over how long we want the music to be with at least text prompts, not separately. But yeah, if it is a short ad that we're making, we can at least pick and split the music right from within this, and then take that onto that final video as well. I don't know if you can hear this. Is it audible? A lot of times we want to have the in-painting system and the models are capable of understanding and making that change. But this is one such example where, we can pick one such image in Paint here, and say add another fluffy toy or character, and then use it to. I'll try generating it. Prompt the model on what we exactly wanted to have here with this. Create and then save image. So now we know in our creative process what kind of iterations we went through, what worked well, what needs to be improved, and then replicate it or reuse those masks as well. So if we take the composite, then this is going to come with the whole in painting on top of it. If we create a mask, then that mask can be applied on other similar images. If it's the fizzy drink visual like we were seeing, then we can say, okay, for all of these variations, I want another, let's say a bowl right beside it, and so on. So now I'll try and generate another image with this. Let's go for it. And for storyboarding, I'll quickly show you how we can do it. Give me a part from that. And the AI can take the content within the workspace to understand what we are trying to build, where the instruction is supposed to be applied, and pick that part and then help us extend there. So if we pick, let's say, an elaborate time capsule like what Lisa was building, then I just want assistance with, let's perhaps say, the last climax portion of it. Then the AI can understand, okay, the last climax portion is where they want assistance with prompts. Then now let me connect to that node and then create other prompts or nodes within it. So we can get that immediate jump into whatever we want to create without having to manually, select all of it, create it. So this can be done only with the fundamental, capability that there aren't any node types, and we just want our ideas and creations to come alive on the workspace. So
Excuse me
yeah,
for
that is also something that is
excuse me for a second,
easy and
Shruti.
an added layer on top of what normal. And I totally forgot to say that if we are building certain visuals which aren't easily promptable or replicable, we can train LoRa's on the same system and use those LoRa's to generate, let's say, one specific flavor that only we are accustomed to, or so. So how we generate LoRa's is we go pick train LoRa's, select the images that we want to train, decide the number of steps, pick the LoRa name and the trigger word and the number of steps that we wanted to train. It is the more the number of steps, the stronger the flavor it is going to have whenever we use the trigger keyword. So this is flux to dev. We can when we do another generation. So this came up, but if we
Shruti,
are doing another generation like this, pick flux to LoRa, pick the LoRa that I trained recently, and then hit generate. So we can even upload our own LoRa's if we have the weights. That also is
Shruti,
evolving. More open source models are going to come up like LTX2, which is also in pipeline for us to, train different videos with it, and of course it's going to cost a lot more credits, but yeah. So I had trained this LoRa on was cinematic, it's like a dreamy aesthetic flavor. So now this image just becomes whatever we are training the LoRa on. So something very handy. Yeah, please feel free to let me know if you have any doubts, or something's missing. We probably need to look at that. This is yeah, I'd be open to all the inputs, and we are just starting to, collaborate very strongly with creatives and seeing what can be improved, what will make their lives easier. So happy to take any questions, open to all inputs. Feel free to, chime in.
Well, here's the thing, Shruti. I don't know how it is for other people who are familiar with these node-based platforms, but some of the things that you're doing, you're moving through it so quickly that you're not telling us about certain things. For example, you selected Kling for something. You selected a different program for creating the commercial prompt that it was writing for you, but
Right.
we didn't catch that. We didn't see. It was in
Oh,
the little window above. But the thing is that we're seeing you move through things so quickly,
right.
we get lost.
Yeah. Apologies, Al. Apologies. So
So,
sorry. I muted or reduced the volume, and I
yeah.
totally
All
forgot
right.
to
All right.
bring it
So
up.
here's the thing. I think Lisa, I think you can testify to this. You have worked on a number of different platforms before. At first, you needed some guidance because you didn't find it overly intuitive.
It's different for me, and I've spent months and months in Weavy office hours looking at workflows and learning. But this is so different that I had to unlearn some things because this agent is new and I'm not used to it being consolidated in one node. I had to, what normally would be a separate node is built into the UI. It's very clean. And I'm not used to asking an agent to create nodes for me or split them. So I was trying to do it manually and I needed a little 2 hour tutorial, but I have enough experience with the kind of node based building, good or bad. So it may be a blessing that you haven't learned the old fashioned way and you just start using this, but it is very complicated. So I understand if there's confusion and he's running through things really quickly. So I built a little deck I can share with everyone that points out and shows you all the other and the differences, but that's here nor there really.
So I'd like you to share that with us. I think the thing that makes this complicated. I'm going to mute you for a second here, Lisa. Um, the thing I think that makes this complicated is the fact that you have every program that you possibly would want to use within this one platform, and that's a benefit. But you have to get used to, you know, what you're able to do in the one platform is what we do by switching from platform to platform to platform in order to get the same results, which you can do within this one AI platform. And I think that once you get used to the fact that you don't have to open up another program, and you think about that's what you're going to do within this platform, then it becomes much easier and much simpler because you got to think of what your normal workflow is and then do it all within this platform. Let's go your slide presentation.
Yeah, so I to understand this, I did a comparison and made notes because I felt like I needed to explain the difference, which maybe not so much, but I'll go ahead and run through that really quickly and then maybe open and show a workflow.
Okay.
So I made some notes, and first I was confused because my mouse and my keyboard shortcuts were all different, right? So on the other three platforms, three major platforms, I'm talking about Weavy, Floor, and ImagineArt, but that includes FreePick and the other one. So you got to get used to that. So normally your mouse wheel moves you, and command plus and minus zooms you in and out of your nodes. In this one, you're using your hand to drag the canvas, and your mouse wheel is zooming in and out. So that just takes a second. You're panning versus zooming. You get used to that really quick. And then the other difference is on the other platforms, your modals are listed on the left, either nested or not, or just listed. And your properties for each model are on your right, on like the left and right side. And then you have a pop-up menu, which I'm going to show on the next slides. And that's why this is so different, because those sidebars have gone away and everything's attached to your node. And then the context. So the agent is new. So the ability to chat and have it contextually understand everything, every node on your canvas is completely new and different. So that was what I was struggling with. I was trying to do everything manually and not using the agent to do things for me. So, and then why would you use a node base? It helps with like, at scale, running 12 prompts at once to 12 nodes at once. When you create grids, there's no consistency loss, and connecting everything together it's just so much more efficient. And his interface is so much cleaner. So I was trying to add nodes where I didn't need extra nodes, which is just me being too used to the others. So this is feature number one. The big thing is everything is connected to your node. There's not a separate prompt node. There's not a menu on your left and a menu on your right. The other thing that's different is background removal, in painting, splitting, cropping. Those would normally be separate nodes. What he's done here is you click on the image that you generated, and then you modify it. So he has built it into the interface rather than, separate nodes for extra functions. So that canvas is super clean. He's really a brilliant UX product engineer. That's my point. So, what was I showing here? So one thing that I had a hard time with, normally you connect a reference to inputs and output nodes on either side of your node. This connection doesn't necessarily make it a reference. You need to then apply it. So everything you connect then becomes available for you to select. You got to do this little step to apply it here. And your prompt is automatically attached to that node. What's really cool is that the name is almost like a variable so that the agent can identify everything on your entire canvas. That's really cool, if any of this is making sense. So the fact that this chat can generate system and creative briefs and image nodes for you and video nodes for you based on what you tell it, this is all new to me. So I was getting used to all that. And sometimes, like, I was asking, what happened here? Like, how I was working on a burger. Why did the chat give me a peacock? So I was trying to, like, get inside how the agent works. What is it thinking? What did it miss there? So this is the workflow. We can drop that. This is the workflow that I created on St. Patrick's Day, Tuesday. Generally, how I work, I'll have an idea. I'll create one image, then I'll create a grid. The split feature in here is fantastic compared to, on another slide, I'm going to show you how that normally works. This is brilliant. And again, this is that image context pop-up with then options. Normally you'd have to keep connecting nodes, which is more work and a sloppier canvas. So that was the split. This is the crop. This, you generated music, video, images, multiple videos. The fact that you can command select or drag select and click timeline and open this, it's like having CapCut right in your workspace. So this is really cool the way that it's built in here. If you go into settings menus, he's got all your shortcuts listed. You've got light, dark settings. importing Laura's, creating custom voices like your own voice. He's got this thing he didn't show, which is a demo feature, which is similar to building a prototype on Figma, where you can record your workflow and then share that recording with a client for like team. And here it is here, a view of it. And that's under settings, I believe. So this is 2 screens of the demo record feature. So this is Imagine Art. It's mode type, and then the pulls out and you list the models. And then if you have a node selected and it's a nano banana node, then you set your aspect ratios and your resolution on the right panel. And if you right click, you get like this menu pop up. And the split, this is what a split looks like in Imagine Art. So how it created, when you click that one split button, and it automatically created 6 images, all these images, in this case it's 9. Or you have a long, this image or text splitter divided by a semicolon or an asterisk. You get output nodes, but you have to manually keep adding all these nodes and connect all the points. He's changed that. It's like you click the button and it creates all the images, all the nodes for you. It's so much easier, faster. You're not dragging all these connectors around. And this is Weavy. Weavy is like the best and was like the first and has all these cool features, but this is the worst navigation ever. Filtering through all the models, and then again, properties on the right. And then Flora is a little bit cleaner just because it's got them nested, but these are all similar. And so now I just wanted you to see what is so different about the platform, and that's why I built this. Let me shut up for a minute and stop sharing.
Can I ask my question?
Yes.
So how much does this cost, and does the cost vary depending on what platforms are being used to generate videos or images?
The cost per generation you're looking for, Eric?
I'm asking about the monthly subscription, right? You get certain number of credits per whatever tiers there are, but when you use your credits, do they change depending on what models are using within your project?
Yes, Eric. So each model has its own credit consumption, with Kling being the most expensive. Images are much lighter. Suno is, I think, very, very cheap in terms of what we can get. For every generation, it gives 2 audios. And then 11 Labs is also based on the number of characters we send in. So minimum is 1 credit. So the plans are somewhere between $13 to $53 per month. And if it's annual, it's cheaper. But right now we're talking to earliest creatives, getting the feedback and refining it. So the prices are always very less for the early stage companies like ours. So that's good. And if we want more credits, we can even buy in packages with a pay as you go system. So that also works well. I hope that answers, Eric. If I missed something, please let me know.
Thank you.
Okay, Lisa, I muted you because of the echo, but you want to continue on now with what you want to show us, please do.
Yep, that's true on all-in-one platforms. There's a shared cost. So the model costs the platform money and they split it, right? So your your payment goes partly to the model provider and partly to the platform. And that's on all-in-ones, all node-based, all Imagine Arts. And the cost of each model varies. So most of them will show you a preview. This one's going to cost 250 credits. But if you switch it to Kling 2 instead of Kling 3, it's going to cost less credits. That's just across the board, everyone. So, Al, we are running out of time. You want to show my Vilva workflow for the challenge?
Yes.
Okay.
This is the video. Let me show it first, and then we can look at the thing. This is Lisa's answer to the March challenge, which is time capsule that you want to tell people 100 years from now about what it was like today. This is wonderful.
Hi, future family. It's 2026. It's a lot. There was a virus. The whole world stayed home for a long time. I baked a lot of bread. The bread was terrible.
You have an important 100-year-old message from Nana.
The computers got very smart, very fast. Smarter than us, some said. We argued about that too. The weather started crying. We weren't very nice to it, so I planted things. Just in case. There were wars, real ones. We didn't all look away. I don't know you, but I grew this for you. Take care of each other. Love can save the world.
Wow. Oh.
That's really spectacular. Now, let me see if I can find where the workflow is.
Hi, future family. It's 2026. It's a lot. There was a virus. The whole world stayed home for a long time. I baked a lot of bread. The bread was terrible.
You have an important 100-year-old message from Nana.
The computers got very smart, very fast. Smarter than us, some said. We argued about that too. The weather started crying. We weren't very nice to it, so I planted things. Just in case. There were wars, real ones. We didn't all look away. I don't know you, but I grew this for you. Take care of each other. Love can save the world.
Wow. Oh.
Really neat, Lisa.
Thank you.
People, I'm going to throw the floor open for questions.
Yeah, I have a question. How did you get to start with Vilva, Lisa? Were you approached by Shruti, or you found it somewhere?
She was approached by me.
Oh.
Knowing that I haven't worked with node-based platforms, and I knew Lisa had worked with four of the other ones, so I figured she would know more about this than I would, and I wanted to get her input about it. And we had a meeting together with Shruti, and then they have collaborated multiple times since then. Some of the things that we didn't mention was that when I showed him my video for the time capsule, he saw things that were there that he didn't have available. So right away he added Suno, and he added, forget what the other thing was at that time, but also based on things that Lisa has discussed with him, he's been adding more things to it, more capabilities. So all of these things are there. I think that's the thing that, for me, if I go in to work with this program, what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to think of what is my normal workflow from program to program, and then work with those programs within this one platform. And then it becomes a matter of connecting things. I think that, Shruti, you're going to have to prepare some tutorials in order to be able to let people really have an understanding. And I think that both Lisa and I are happy to contribute to that. I just think that the idea that we can do all of these things within the one platform, Shruti, is something that is not only wonderful, but the fact that you have created something that we recognize is simpler than the other platforms, but we've got to get used to working that way. So, it's really a matter of getting in there and working with it, because I think that the platform is well worth exploring.
Thanks a lot, Al. I'm sure there is a lot to improve, and with all of your feedback, I can definitely make it much better. So, this is just me and my co-founder, two people building it. So, not like any big company where it is much more structured or defined on what can be done, what cannot be, what goes, what doesn't. So all of it will immediately help shape it. Like Al and Lisa have been pointing out, most of it have been radical changes within the tool, like getting rid of the side panel. No, I just made that then itself because that's real feedback, which is going to potentially impact a lot of people's experience on the tool. So I'm incredibly grateful and open to all feedback.
Guido?
Hi. I just wanted to ask, because I didn't get it during the presentation, how the application deals with all the types of LLM. I've seen there is a chart, but one chart, you can do Gemini or GPT, Claude, and whatever. And then when you have the prompt, how can you interact between the prompts, concatenator, iterator, or these kind of things?
Right, Guido. So all of the chats will be stored right here for us to access. We can either copy them and then add them onto the nodes ourselves, or use it to generate images or videos from right within here. If this is a prompt, we can just paste, then hit enter, and it will create a node right in the space. So it's like a co-pilot where we talk to it, it gives us inputs, and then we integrate it. So yeah, that's roughly how the idea is. And if we go for the agent mode, it'll do the node creation itself for us with the prompts that we are telling it, give me 4 such prompts for handbag, or let's say a fizzy drink, and it'll create those nodes in different colors, of course, right now. But if that's messy or doesn't look great, please let me know. I'll try to improve it. But yeah, it's like a chat window beside this, which has the access to the whole workspace, understands it, then gives us these nodes or text, which we can either copy paste or ask the agent to create for us. Hope that answers it.
So I think that the big advantage of this is that Chat Program has access to the whole node base of all of the images there, understands what you're putting together, and you don't have to go through and explain it all because it sees it all. So that's really impressive also. So any other comments or questions? How many of you, if you could just show a reaction, how many of you have been working with node-based platforms prior to this? Okay. All right, so that's a number of people. I hope that this was understandable a little bit more for you than it was for me. Again, it was more the speed of which things were being presented that was an issue for me. But Shruti, I again appreciate how willing you are to work with people, give them guidance, take their suggestions and work with them. And I urge any of you that want to try this platform to please understand that Shruti is available for you in order to answer any questions or be able to take your suggestions. Good guy, very impressive. I totally support you in what you're trying to do here.
Thanks, Al. And I forgot to say that the chat system, which could become a big thing, I think, was from your feedback on, the linear tools being more, or at least doing the job. So we don't have to even work or look at the node system. So here is the chat. And the idea is we paste in the prompt and then keep generating what we want and then group the generations the way we see fit. So if it is simple vanilla chat kind of interface we want, then that. I mean, that was inspired from your feedback, is what I wanted to say.
I'd love it if you guys would mind putting in the links to the particular platform, and so we can get in there and take a look at it. It may be there already from the beginning, but I had to switch from phone to my laptop halfway through. So I'd love it.
And put your LinkedIn page in there also, Shruti, so that they know how to contact you.
Definitely. Let me just paste that here. Yes, guys, this is
okay.
It's all very new and evolving, so I'll keep continuing to make tutorials. The older ones might be a little outdated because Al's and Lisa's feedback have been shaping it since the last week. It's not been too far away also. It's been like a week or so, and with your feedback, I'll refine it even further. Yeah, you had a question, Don?
One of the questions I asked him to begin with is, as these programs are coming out with new versions all the time, are you keeping up with that? And he says, yes, absolutely. When something new comes on, it'll be on his platform. Don, you had a question?
Yeah, I was just wondering, do you have any tutorials online yet, or?
We have a couple tutorials done. I'll share them over. It is on my YouTube page. Let me get that. But yeah, it's right here in this channel. But yeah, more tutorials we'll keep posting, and of course I've had specific genre kind of videos too, like animation or creating our own AI influencers, just that some industries will relate to, but of course more as we keep building will keep coming in these days. Yeah, Spirit, you had a question.
I just copied those links as well. And I'm just trying to paste them so that I've got this available that I can also post.
It's another channel of mine, but not to bombard with things. There is some more tutorial videos here. My apologies. Thanks, Rachel. Doing my best.
What I want to do is, again, thank you for coming. And Lisa, well, we got more comments. Don, did you have anything more? Spirit, go ahead.
Hi, Big Al and everyone. Thank you for hosting this, another platform to make my head spin. Shruti, I wanted to ask you just like a direct question, and I think it was Lisa. I've had a little technical difficulties, so I've been on my phone and back and forth on the thing, but I've got everything in front of me now. Shruti, what's the big difference between your platform versus me diving into Weavy or PlayTour or Luma app? Like, can you kind of give me like an elevator pitch of, hey, Spirit, don't mess with these. Here's why you should go to my platform today.
Definitely, Spirit. So the advantage with this tool is that there aren't any node types, no fuss over what edge goes where. It is just one node type and one edge type, which gets us all the kind of creative functionalities that we want. So if you see in Vivi or Flora, in their landing page, if you see clearly, there'll be just one clean node and one edge coming in, or two edges, and it'll all go in. But when you open the actual tool, they'll have 5 in the left, 10 on the right, like Lisa was showing. She's an expert on it. I haven't dug too much into it, but I know they're very complex. But for getting that job done, it doesn't need these many configurations or deliberations. We just start typing in our prompt, our ideas, and then pick a model right on top, hit generate. So that is the biggest differentiator or simplifying factor for the end user. And in terms of functionalities, that AI layer on top gives us that even more easier access to have our ideas out on the board at scale with just instructions. Do this for me, do that for me. And when we are able to integrate even more functionalities, we can say, create these videos, connect them, stitch them together, create an audio, play it on top, and then give me the final output. When we can see the whole workflow, we can say, oh, this broke after the fourth stage. I'll intervene after the third and then fix it. So that becomes like an iterative copilot system where we get that going. Yeah, Glenn, you had a question. I hope I had that answered, Rachel.
Yeah.
Spirit,
Thank you. Thank you.
Glenn?
Oh, thank you, Shruti. This has been eye-opening again. Another amazing program. They just keep one-upping each other. Did I understand it correctly that so as you're building the workflow, it actually can see everything on there, so it almost can continue the conversation. If you leave off, let's say you come back at 10 hours later, it understands where it is in time.
Correct, Glenn. So the conversation for each thread is stored as well. There we can continue from it. And then the whole whiteboard, whatever information goes in, is accessible. Not the images and videos yet, because they are a little bit pricey on the chat system. Because if we feed it into the AI, it takes like 100,000 tokens for each image or something like that, which is the only other thing it can be done technically, but because I'm poor, I haven't done that, so that it doesn't bill the customers and everybody too many credits. But yeah, it's there, and the conversation can continue even if the chat is gone. Whatever we put on the board, the AI has access to, Glenn.
And the agent's off to the left, as I was obviously from what you've shown, so you can continue conversations, and so you can treat it. So who is underneath that? Is that Gemini and some other choices? I might have missed.
We can pick. Yeah, Glenn, we can pick Gemini, Claude, or OpenAI models, the most recent and top ones. I didn't want to clutter it with everything, so I just made the best ones and the little cheaper access ones so that we have the flexibility and capability.
Yeah, fantastic.
I think the price issue is a issue for people that are experimenting and are hobbyists and everything. For somebody like me in business, using my tools all the time, my sense is that if I get in there and really start working with the platform, I'll be spending less money than all of the different subscriptions that I have. Like I've mentioned before, I have close to $500 worth of subscriptions a month. And that's taking and breaking down some of the annual ones in there. But the thing is that I'm spending this money, and it's a business expense, and that's fine. I don't mind spending whatever I need to in order to accomplish what my client needs. I think in the long run, I would end up saving some money by working on this platform. Again, Shruti, I appreciate all of this and how much openness you have to talking with people and getting their input and helping them to get established. Just very quickly, next week the main event is going to be 156th, and that's when we're going to share the Big Al Big AI Challenge time capsules with everybody. And I'm also going to be telling people what the April challenge is going to be. Coming up in April, because we moved you up from the 3rd, the 3rd isn't booked right now, but what I'm seriously considering is the possibility of my doing a tutorial on using the AI capabilities in Photoshop and Illustrator, because they keep changing, have more and more programs in it. For example, you can work with Nano Banana within Photoshop, However, it's good for certain things, and other things it's not so good for. And Firefly within Photoshop is capable of doing other things. And so it's a matter of deciding what's the right program to work with within Photoshop. So I'm seriously considering putting that together. On the 17th, we have Bas Weyers. He's the fellow who has Bostopia and his wonderful artwork, and also his handwork we're going to be discussing. And Scott Davis on the 28th is going to be giving his presentation of wonderful videos that he does, both AI and traditional methods. So we've got a lot coming up. We will keep people posted about all those things. Again, this has been recorded, and as soon as I get through editing it, I will post it on my YouTube channel and make people aware of where it is, how they can go see it. I think that this is something that even if you were here today, you might benefit from watching it again, just to review over things, but also a lot of people that aren't here today will come on and view the thing on the YouTube channel, Shruti. So your audience is bigger than what you may think it is today. So again, thank you, everybody. I'm going to end the recording now. We'll meet again next week.
Bye. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Bye. Thanks, guys.
Ciao.
And ladies.
Okay.
Thank you. Great job.